Right.
By the age of the tree. And what happened?
That's a good idea.
Thanks. Good idea, Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Okay.
I never thought of that. I'm sure they could.
If we defer, we're into December for a decision. One of the concerns is, one of the trees is just outside the cemetery, but one of the trees is in the cemetery.
Yes.
And the concern is in the process of getting to it and getting it all cut up and cut down, is we might damage the tombstones. So you really need a company that's got a crane, like I know the Royal Tree Company does have, where they can get over there and remove it almost from a vertical process down versus taking the equipment into the cemetery. So they do good work. I know that.
Does Eddie Nason have anything similar to that Doug Royal has? Or?
I don't think he owns any equipment. Whether he has access to renting it, I have no idea.
And so that's kind of the issue, is do we want to proceed or do we want to wait?
I think we should proceed personally. Just we won't spend the money next year to do it. We'll do it this year. I'm just thinking it's something that needs to be done.
Oh yeah, no, I went and took a look at it. It needs to be
And
done.
if we have it go down and it really damages a lot of tombstones, then we'll regret holding off. So I think we should do it, make a motion that we do it this year if we can, or as soon as possible.
That was a motion in a second.
Just
further discussion.
Just a clarification on the motion. So the feeling is that we'll contact Doug Royal to do the tree work, the cemetery.
Concern is Eddie might come in, he'll come in with a bid, but he doesn't really have the equipment like the Royal Tree Company does.
Okay.
To take it out without damaging those tombstones, and that's our concern.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I imagine some people get ugly when this is done, but we really have no other choice.
All those in favor say aye.
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 So what's the decision, that Royal is going to do it?
Yeah.
Do you contact him or do we contact him?
John?
John.
Let me just follow up and
Yep.
you feel comfortable with it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, if there's any discussion, I know you passed the motion, but my personal feeling was I want to try to get this as economically sound as possible and save the town money, but it's just been difficult to do that. I didn't want to spend this much money personally, so. But Doug Royal is the only one that provided us with documentation. And
they've been doing this for probably the last 15 or 20 years, and they do very professional work. And around those tombstones, that's what we need. So, yes, I'd love to save some money, but you're concerned about the tombstones. Let's get it done before this winter and the winter winds. And
okay, so I will call him tomorrow.
okay, just let us know what the plan is.
Okay, and
we get enough slices of the tree, we'll sell them.
and I think, Bill, your idea of getting a cross-sectional cut on that tree, how big? Just
Anything, inch, 2 inches, he'll know, because again, it's too thin, it goes, and if it's too thick, it's too heavy, so let him make that decision.
And we'll put it in the
Schoolhouse.
town.
And he may tell you it has to just dry out, or he may say it needs to be coated with shellac, he would be the one to tell. But nothing, just to get it, and again, if it's all rotted in the inside, it's a, maybe I'll have a design in it or something.
I'll call Eddie and tell him that we decided to have Doug Royal do it. Okay.
Thank you.
I will get this done. We will get this done.
Have you provided any input to the website for the cemeteries, town cemeteries, et cetera, et cetera? I haven't.
Yeah,
I
but
just haven't looked.
it didn't all go through for some reason. There's a whole bunch that I put in, but they didn't get it in there.
You sent an email to that content? Okay.
I filled in their application. It was little windows that scrolled, and I guess the scroll is the part they didn't get.
Okay.
But I saw on your minutes, there's a way to get in there and I can add it. Is that, well, you're not.
Probably the easiest way is just to send it to Jessica.
I did,
You did, okay.
and she thought it was, but it's not in there yet.
Did
Okay.
you send it to me or to Jennifer?
Oh, Jennifer, sorry.
Okay, because I know I didn't
For
get
Sandra.
anything.
Yeah, she's on vacation right now.
This was a month ago I sent it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But, yeah, very interested in getting that in there. That's,
Is Rose is gonna
Good
start
stuff.
doing all the boards?
Yeah, so what I can do is, this is what I was gonna talk about in a couple minutes. But anyway, I would like to train somebody on each of the boards and commissions to load it themselves,
Mhm.
so we can get together and actually load what's missing
Mhm.
as part of the training session, if you like.
When do you want to do that?
I was hoping to get away from this week, maybe do
Really?
next.
Thursday would be a good day.
Thursday, want to come over for dinner?
I'll
Just-
give you my telephone number. Give me my
Just
telephone.
one thing on the bookkeeping, do we write it, how do we write a check for the $1,200?
oh, they just bill the
Douglas,
town,
Bill the
Oh,
town.
they'll bill the town.
and then we'll sign the check and it'll be paid.
Okay.
It might be worth it to post either on the website or in the bulletin boards the date that this would be available to
That's
all
a,
the town citizens.
that's a
So that
good,
nobody
Maybe a good place
thinks
to
they
put
didn't
that,
know
too.
about it.
that's a
They
good
get their
idea.
share.
Yeah, when you know,
Well, I think maybe we put a thing in there, please be considerate of others or something, so somebody doesn't, yeah, take it all. I mean, please,
believe me, it will disappear quickly once you put the
for
word
town
out.
residents.
But we're trying to use Rose, Jennifer, and Jessica as our 3 points of contact for the website for now, as we try to get it fleshed out and up and operating. And then they're going to be actually holding training sessions with a variety of people to then delegate it down to the people that should be doing their own stuff with the training.
John, would you let me know when you have a date that they're gonna do it?
Yes,
And then I can put it on the site.
yes.
Okay, great.
As soon as I'll contact Mr. Royal tomorrow, and if he gives a date, I'll contact you.
Okay.
I'll call you at home or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll let you know. Okay,
Great.
will do.
Anything else for the cemetery trustees?
Is there anything else? That was the big issue, the tree. Anything else?
So does that affect your budget you submitted for next year? Does that take the tree removal out of it?
The cemetery trustees, do they get any pay?
My understanding was this year.
I'll have to go back and look.
That was for
budget.
next year's budget, but.
That's what I
it needs
thought.
to
Oh,
be-
it's next year's budget.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it was submitted for next year's budget,
Right.
so we may have
They
saved.
won't get built till next year.
Well, it might be next year before they get to it. I don't know what their schedule is. That's,
Right.
Rather than do it this year, we're gonna,
but if they could do it this year, that's
That would
even
be-
better.
That would be great, because I was thinking next year, we could work on a gate.
No.
A nice little gate.
next issue,
Next issue.
the year after.
Okay.
Maybe we could build one out of the wood, no, I don't.
Code
I think
enforcement.
Craig has kind of ordered one through that guy in Milton, a gate, a wrought iron
Right.
gate.
Oh, yeah,
But he's never gotten a proposal of how much the guy's gonna charge, but he said $700. I had messed it up and said 1,700.
That's a big difference.
I know, I wish somebody
I like
had
this.
corrected me.
He does good work. He actually
Yeah.
beefed up our rails over here. I've used him around my house, and he does good.
We had talked about putting a chintzy vinyl one up or something, or a wooden one, but it's a nice cemetery. It should have a nice gate on it.
Okay. The code enforcement officer had nothing. The road agent wanted to let you know that the culverts up on Moose Mountain, that very steep part, they were able to, they've extended those now, 3 feet on each end, which will help. And after Thanksgiving, they'll probably be putting some more loam in up there to finish it off.
I was hoping the road agent would be here because I believe it's our work session. We had a little discussion, the road committee, or one of those, we had a little work session on mailboxes and how far they had to be set back. I believe it was 20 inches, did you say, Mr. Brown? Did you remember?
The law is vague in that area.
Well, anyway, I looked at mine, and I'd like the road agent to come with me because the problem also has occurred is because of how the drainage is on that side of the road. It swirls in front of the mailbox. So if I move it back to where it's supposed to be, maybe give them a little benefit from hitting it, then there's a gigantic dip in the road because there's no fill. It's not a, I don't know what you want to call it, an apron that goes out from the road. You know, it goes back 20 inches or whatever it is to put the mailbox in. So the poor mail person is stuck in a rut.
It has to be close enough that they can pull in, deliver the mail, and pull out without going in the ditch, but not so close that the snowplow gets it. Now you tell me where that is.
Sounds like the other side of the road.
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing, Bill, and there is no precise measurement.
No, I went and looked, and he was trying to push the thing, and I looked at it, and he owns some of the responsibility for that, besides hitting it. So
I have something on the code enforcement, the road agent. Eddie's has scheduled a town coffee for December 10th, and he'd like to talk to, have an open discussion on winter plowing because of the mailbox issue. So he scheduled that with me. So I put it on the calendar. He's not sure on the time. He wasn't sure what time you guys usually did town coffee. He couldn't remember.
8:30, 9 in the morning?
I don't know. I put 8 to 10 on the calendar because I wasn't sure,
fine.
but
that's fine.
so. But December 10th.
I'll bring my mailbox too.
Now, if it will gladden your hearts a little bit, we've already had one storm with about 15 inches of snow. One mailbox was, I'm not talking about yours, but as far as I knew, one mailbox was knocked down. It belonged to the guy plowing.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that is an occupational hazard. Brad used to comment on that. He frequently got his own as well.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Anything else then for the road agent?
No.
Emergency management.
Yes, sir. Got 2 items. We had spoken earlier about the cots and emergency supplies. Put over in the townhouse for the emergency shelter. The quote I have of the equipment I'd like to get came in about $200 over what is remaining in the budget. We had some expenditures in the budget that weren't anticipated at the beginning of the year. There's about $1,700 left, I believe, just over. And this quote is for $1,897.88.
That's delivered.
That's delivered. That's right here. And they'll even ship it on a lift gate so we don't have to lug it off. What that would include is a enclosed cart to put everything in, 25 cots, 25 polar fleece blankets, 1 case of inflatable pillows, which I believe is 50. They're inflatable so they can be disposable, and 30 unisex hygiene kits. This includes toothbrush, razor, toothpaste, deodorant, you name it, it's all in there. And so that would give us a pretty good start if we needed to shelter folks. That would accommodate 25 people. I'm sorry to say the cots are not the extra long ones, so they may not accommodate people over 6'3".
The selectmen will take the responsibility for being slightly over budget in that context that we added in first responder and some first aid kits. And so we put him over on his budget by a little bit, and we have authorized him to proceed with that.
I shall proceed.
Yes.
Secondly, I do have an agreement for you to sign for the all hazard mitigation plan that we contracted for. An agreement for the state, but I will happily defer that to the next meeting when the full board is here. road committee real quickly. We did have a road committee meeting